Hello, I'm the master Trickster. I'm going to be teaching you today how to do what the prod rule, chain rule, and quotient rule using the three examples on board. Without further ado, let's get into it. Take for number one. If you have a equation like this, let's separate it. Y is equal to x squared multiplied by sin x. Okay. Y is equal to x squared multiplied by sin x. If functions are multiplying like this is called what the prod rule. Hence, it's the prod of two functions. Now, the way you deal with this is if you're finding a derivative of a function f multiplying what g, this is what will happen. You'll say f of prime multiplied by g, and then you'll add g of prime multiplied by f. So basically, since you have this function, let's find f of x. F of x will be x squared. F of x will be x squared, just the first part of the function, and then g of x, let's say is sin x. G of x, let's say is sin x. Now we have your two functions. Let's just find f of prime of x and g of prime of x. Okay, so if f of x is x squared, then what is the derivative of f of x? F of prime of x then should be 2x, and then g of prime of x is g of prime of x is cos x. So let's just plug everything into the equation and then get our answer. So this says this will be f of prime. Where is our f of prime? It is 2x here. 2x, and then we say g. Function g is sin x. Sin x, and then we say plus in the middle. What is g of prime? G of prime is cos x. Cos x, and then we multiply by what? Multiply by f. The function of f is x squared, which is this one. So right hand end, I just have x squared. So basically, you'll get this. You'll get 2x sin x plus x squared cos x. That is the product rule. Okay, let's move on to the second rule now. What about if you have a function, one is a denominator and then one is as a numerator? This is how we deal with such an equation. Let's look at our second example. Y is equal to x squared over cos x. Y is equal to x squared over cos x. This is called the quotient rule. So basically the quotient rule says if you're deriving uh, f over the function of f over the function of g, this will be equal to f of prime multiplied by g minus g of prime multiplied by f all over g squared. Okay, so let's identify our f and then our g. F of x is x squared. Just take the numerator of the function. F of x, I'll say it's x squared. and then about our g of x, so it will be what was left, the denominator, which is cos x. G of x is just cos x. Cos x. Since f of x is equal to x squared, what is f of prime of x? The derivative of f. So f of prime of x should be equal to what? Should be equal to 2x. And then if g of x is cos x, what is g of prime of x? The derivative of the function. G of prime of x should be equal to negative sine x. That's just deriving cos x. So let's just plug everything into the equation. So this will be equal to, here it's f of prime, or is of f prime, here it is, which is 2x. This will be 2x multiplied by and then g, where is our g? Here it is cos x. Cos x. And then we say minus in the middle. G of prime, where is our g of prime? G of prime is negative sine x. So since this negative, we put it inside the bracket. Negative sine x. And then lastly, on the last part, we multiply by what? The function of f, which is just x squared. X squared, and then we divide it by g squared, and g squared is what is cos x. So all of this is over cos squared x, or cos x all to the power 2. Now let's just simplify this. This will be 2x cos x cos x, and then negative and negative, it will be positive, plus sine x multiplied by x squared multiplied by x squared all over cos squared x cos squared x. So basically that's it with the quotient rule. That's it, the quotient rule, and then let's move on from it. Lastly but not least, we have what? We have the chain rule. Okay, let's separate the equation first. Y is equal to 3x squared plus 1 all to the power 5. Y is equal to 3x squared plus 1 all to the power 5. That's it. Now with the quotient rule, you first derive the outer function and then derive the inner function. What do I mean? You can't really derive a function like that by just looking at it. So you will say let u is equal to the inner function, which is what? This is the inner part, since you have 5 outside. U is equal to 3x squared plus 1. Right, 2 is equal to x squared plus 1. So the function of du, okay, the f of u will be what? So f of u will be u to the power to the power 5. F of u will be u to the power 5. Now what is the derivative of this function? F of prime of u will be equal to what? Will be equal to 5u to the power 4. 5u to the power 4. And what about the inner function now? The inner function is u. Here is u, and then what about u prime? U prime will be equal to what? Will be equal to 6x. So how you do the chain rule is, if you have f of u is equal to u, you first derive the outer function u squared. You first derive what? The outer function. This will be is equal to 2u, and then you derive out the inner function. You say u prime. This will make sense. Let's just plug everything in. Okay. Now the next thing is I'll say this is equal to, what is the derivative of the outer function of f of u is what is f of u prime, which is 5u to the power 4. 5u to the power 4 multiply by the derivative of the inner function, which is just u, which is just u prime, which is 6x. 6x. And then I said let u is equal to what? Is equal to 3x squared plus 1. So let me just substitute 3x squared plus 1 back. So this will be equal to, what is, let me just take the constants. What is 6 times 5? This will give me 30. 30 multiply by 3x squared plus 1. 3x squared plus 1. But now, all to the power 4 multiply by x. Since there was x, we just took 6 to the other side. So this will be just 30x open bracket 3x squared plus 1 all to the power 4. And that's it for the chain rule. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe.